Moderation helps everyone feel safe. Choose. I don't know what all that is about. I don't know. Yes, hello everyone. Welcome to the channel. It's Danny. I'm happy to have you here. We're live. I have dirty dishes in the sink because I just got done making dinner. And I went into the grow room to start watering. And this Oncidium, I got this from the Mountain Orchid Whisperer. It's an Oncidium type that doesn't get very big, and it has gorgeous little yellow blooms on it. But the moss is just looking pretty brown and pretty icky. It's starting to grow a new growth right here. So I thought I would go live with you guys and just repot it. The moss is already wet, so I'm just going to try to gently, oh, there we go. Huh. You want to, hello? You want to, hi. You want to soak your orchid in lukewarm water before trying to remove it from the pot, so you can try not to damage these roots. You can see these roots look much different than a Phalaenopsis root. They're much littler. I keep my Oncidiums in moss. And if you're wondering, like, hey, is it time to repot this? Usually, I want you to look at the color difference here of moss that is going bad, and it usually it'll stink. And then good moss that has not deteriorated or breaking down. You see how light in color it is? See how dark? Let me see if let me turn on a different light in here in the kitchen for you guys. See if it helps. There we go. So you see how dark this stuff is? It's just yucky, and it really does not smell good. So just put your nose to your pot, and if it stinks like a rotting material, then it's time to repot your orchid. If it just smells like the earth or dirt, then that's okay. Or dirty, or what should I say? These roots break off much easier, I find, than the Phalaenopsis roots, because the Phalaenopsis roots are, you know, thicker, bigger. It's not got a great root system. Ooh, it stinks. It was definitely time for a repot. And see, it's growing new growth and starting to grow new roots. I think is my favorite yet not liked part about orchids. I know. I tell myself, like, this one needs repotted, this one needs repotted, and then months go by and it's like, I really need to repot it. And like, I'm not a finicky repotter. Like, I'm not one of those, I mean, if you do, you know, you do you. But I don't wear like gloves and stuff and whatever. I thought it had a much bigger root system, so I was going to pot it up in this, but as you can tell, this root system is way too tiny to pot it up in here. Way too tiny. So let's look under the kitchen sink and see what we have, shall we? Let me see if I can flip you guys. Ah, there we go. Let's look under here. I keep a lot of potting stuff under here. Oh, I don't want to have to go out to the garage. That's my egg basket that I collect eggs in. I really don't want to have to go out to my garage. Most of mine are in moss, so trying to get the big air pockets irritate me a lot. Yeah. Yep. I only grow, like, I have a few phals that are in all moss. That's going to be too big as well. This one's in a moss bark mixture that I've had, and it's just bleh. Well, I'm going to have to go out to the garage. I didn't want to go out to the garage. Daggum it. Daggum it. You know what? We'll just repot it back in this. Why didn't I think about that? I like to use, when I'm trying to get the air pockets, especially with these like mini phals and stuff, when I'm using moss, I save these things. And when I'm repotting the orchid back up in the moss, I use that to try to get the air pockets. And I'll show you with this one when I do it. Let me dump this right quick. Do you? Yes. Yes. I love using. One time in my when I had my greenhouse, I was repotting one and I wasn't thinking, and both of my hands were full, and I put it in my mouth. But I usually do that when I'm repotting and both my hands are full, but I put the end in my mouth, and I went to bend down to get something, and when something hit it, and I was like, why? Why would I put it in my mouth like that, Danielle? I don't know. It was so many of those sticks stayed. Me too, in the little clippies, you know. Look how little this clippy is. It's so miniature. Okay, let me soak my moss. Let me soak my moss. I like to put my Brassavola hybrids, my Cattleya hybrids in like a rock mixture, or like a
oh my gosh, I need a trigger. Oh,
pebbles, lava rock, brick pieces. I like to water a lot, so I usually put my orchids in a setup where I know that they're going to dry out pretty fast, because I like to water a lot. What, honey? All right, so I'm gonna put some, sorry guys, my kids are playing Nerf guns, so you're gonna hear them. And on Oncidiums, the oldest growth is towards the back. You can see how it's growing like that. So you want to put that oldest growth towards the back of the pot. So as it starts growing, there's plenty of room for it to continue to grow. See that? Some of my old clips from my orchids I don't use anymore, so my sister used them for her hair. I like it. I wish my daughter would let me do her hair. When she was younger, she used to let me. Now it's just, she just wears it down. Hi, baby doll. What's up? Nothing. So I'm not packing the moss in really tight, because over time, as you water the orchid and water drains through the pot, it's gonna condense that moss down, pack it in. I'm just making the orchid nice and steady and making sure all the roots are covered. I don't know, these clips are so daggone tiny. You'd only get a couple strands of hair with that one. This is one of the few Oncidium types I kept when I decided to sell off most of my collection for the move. And I kept this one because, one, I don't think it's ever bloomed for me. And two, my favorite color is yellow. And it has tiny, tiny, tiny little yellow blooms. This is probably going to be backwards. Let me flip you around and you can screenshot it and Google it, because I don't have blooms to show you because it's never bloomed for me. I've had it for, I've had it for years. But that's the name. Really, really cute blooms. And it's not one of those Oncidium types that get super big either. Like a Sherry baby, you know. That is an orchid that I need to get back in my collection as a Sherry baby. The one my husband got me for my birthday died from cold. All right, so that one's repot. Like, that's all I do. I don't hydrogen peroxide if there's no need. I don't tweezer it, none of that stuff. What's up, honey? Don't do that, please.
I wasn't drinking it.
Okay. Anywho, so that's repotted. Pretty simple, pretty quick. Little Oncidium. Fingers crossed it blooms sometime. I don't know. It's healthy though. Its root system is lacking, so it's putting out new roots. So it was a great time to repot it. Thanks for joining in. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. You can always join my Facebook group, Beginner Orchid Enthusiasts. There's beginners in there. There's people that have tons and tons of experience. Beginner Orchid Enthusiasts. I also have a Facebook page for my YouTube, Danny's Orchid Journey. And then I'm also on TikTok, at Danny's Orchid Journey as well. Yeah, worth it, yeah. So, as always, happy growing, stay safe, till next time, and go buy yourself a new orchid. Bye, guys.